This is by far my favourite walkout music. By far, nothing touches it. Kell Brook, all of the lights, a bit of Kanye West, Rihanna. And look, we might hear it again. And I say that not happy because I don't want to see Kell Brook in the ring again. 38 years of age, has done what he needed to do. Former IBF welterweight champion. You know, the story of Kell Brook's incredible when you think about it. Former IBF unbeaten world champion. Went up in weight class to fight Gennady Golovkin. Whoever made that decision deserves to be thrown in jail at the time. Look, done well for a couple of rounds. Obviously, had a broken orbital bone. The next fight, bear in mind, it was at 160. Then went back down 147 to fight the unbeaten Errol Spence. You can't make it up. And then smashed the other orbital bone. It's been an up and down career. I think he underachieved. I really do, for his talent. But look, he's talking about coming back. He hasn't fought since he fought Amir Khan, February 2022. This is what Kell had to say. He was at the card on the weekend speaking to our very own Ali Drew.
Now, back to you and all the stuff we've been seeing this week about possibly coming back out of retirement, certain names that might interest you. Where are we at with it? What is happening?
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's getting talked about. Yeah, listen. It can happen. It can happen. I can come out, can take me slippers in my pipe and put them to one side, get my running trainers back out, my gloves, dust them off, and shut, you know, and get that adrenaline going again. Get the fans, because for me, you know, when I speak to the fans, they've not had a night like when me and Khan were in Manchester. So, listen, it can happen again, you know, and I'm excited. I can tell that everyone wants it again.
Everyone does want it. That night was unbelievable. I was there. The atmosphere was incredible. Is it Chris Eubank Jr. you're going to come back out of retirement for?
Yeah, I think his name is there. His name, you know, he's the one what's getting talked about the most. You know, and it's a fight. You know, I don't like the guy. It's a fight that the fans are going to definitely get a treat from start to finish, from the build up to the fight. You know, and it's a fight that I can get out of bed for and get out of them silk sheets and hit that road.
I'm such a hypocrite. I'm a big hypocrite. I have to confess live on air, just because as soon as he started talking about, you know, putting away the slippers and, you know, putting away the silk sheets, I started smiling like, go on, Kell, one more. And it's wrong. Shouldn't. I don't want it. I don't want it to happen. But there is a part of me that's like, yeah, can he get fit again? 38. Can Dominic Ingle get him in some sort of shape? But ultimately, the answer is no. And it should be no, right? I mean, you're talking about fighting Chris Eubank Jr., who's a lot bigger guy. He's coming off a really good win himself against Liam Smith. It shouldn't happen. But as you know, Barry, and I think you said it so smartly at the top there, fighters start making their best money right at the end of their career when ultimately they're past their best, past their prime. And Kell is 7 years past that, like several years.
Yeah, no, he is. And you've got to forget about, take sentiment out of it, even empathy. Is it a competitive fight or a fight you want to watch him against a top world level fighter? And I just can't see it. From any weight, from super welter to super middle. Yeah. Then it's not. I don't think, you know, him at his peak, from welterweight even to super middleweight. I mean, it's a bit big maybe, but him certainly up to middleweight. Yeah. Then, you know, it would be he would have a go. I think he coming against Golovkin, unfortunately, but he would have a good go because of his.
Peak that Kell Brook that fought Golovkin. I'd put that Kell Brook in with Eubank every single day of the week.
The best Kell Brook we ever seen was 2008 when he won the British title against Barry Jones. not me. A guy who, I think he's not a.
Was that in Glasgow?
No, it was in the York Hall. Okay. It was on a Sky show. I think that Barry Jones now was a world champion in the bare knuckle.
Really?
By the way, yeah, that's a little bit useless information. But then he had a decent run. He beat Michael Jennings, who 4 fights before, I think, just lost to Mikel Cotto. Yeah. By the way, so he beat some really good fighters. Then he gets that win against Sean Porter away from home, 2014. Yeah. No, that win has aged better than most wins over the years. When you think about it was a good win then, but you thought, you know what, mate, we knew Porter was good, but how good was he? But now, how good's that of a win? Porter, who was giving Crawford a hard fight, by the way, you know, years later.
Crawford gave Spence an incredible fight.
Yeah, so, you know, he he had a lot of defences where they weren't up to his level, and I think that's what you say when you think he underachieved. I don't think he did, but his career, some parts of his career were underwhelming because
you know why I say
he didn't build on that. He didn't build on that win.
Yeah, and you look at what was going on in America at that time in the welterweight division. Some of the fights he could have had, and I'm not talking Manny Pacquiao, Floyd. They're the dream fights. If you get those, fantastic. I'm talking Keith Thurman was out there. Could have had that one. Andre Berto was out there.
Yeah.
Devin Alexander. Obviously, Amir Khan's not his fault, but that fight should have happened years before. Timothy Bradley went up to 147.
Yeah.
He was in and around all of that. Didn't get any of those.
Yeah, that's right.
Didn't get any of those.
And whether that's his, we never know what happens behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, we do know because Twitter tells us everything before it happens. But we don't know whether that's him or whether it's them. It's usually a case of your promoter wants you at home and offers money to America, but then it's not they'll come over and fight you. But then the promoter wants that American on a 3-fight deal.
Yeah.
That's what I know. I always go back to Joe Calzaghe because he's my friend and he's the biggest fighter I know personally. And that's what happened with his career. His career was similar to in a lot of his career where he had the underwhelming fights. He wanted to fight everybody and they wanted to fight him, but they didn't want to be signed to a British promoter for 3 fights. And likewise, he didn't want to go to the States and be signed up by an American promoter for three fights when he wants to be boxing in the UK. So most of the time, it's not the boxers, it's the people around them that make those fights unattainable.
Yeah, for Kell, if not Chris Eubank Jr., and look, fingers crossed it isn't that. Do you think we're going to see him again? I mean, there are other names being mentioned. Josh Kelly has been mentioned, that's not going away. Conor Benn's been mentioned, that doesn't disappear anytime soon. Do you think there is a chance that we will see him in the ring again?
Yes, unfortunately, yes. It's all money. So he wants 7 figures, and he wants, I think he wants 3, 4, 5 million to fight anybody. So there's not many fighters who can give him that. Conor Benn is one. Josh Kelly's not one.
Josh Kelly won. No chance. No chance.
And so
it really is 2 fighters. Conor Benn
so we'll think Kell Brook is a better fighter than Conor Benn.
Yeah.
Is now. I mean, not now. I mean, technically better fighter.
Yeah, it's fundamentals.
But now Conor Benn goes in a massive favourite. Do you have to say that right now? So, but it's worth a risk because he has the power. He knows Ben's hittable, and also it's the money. That's all it is.
The
the
British
money.
public would lap that up,
Because Eubank Jr.
Yeah, they'll lap that up. I just thought about it now. Kell Brook, Conor Benn at won't be 154, 151. So everyone's okay. They'll go crazy for that over here.
Yeah, but if he can make that, I don't think he could make that anymore.
Oh, Kell?
Yeah.
No, from the Kell I saw on the weekend is not making 160.
No. That's what I mean. So him and Eubank Jr., that's a fight maybe. But again, does he stand a chance against a Eubank who throws lots of punches? So many punches. Athletic, tall. He has great timing. He used to have great timing, Kell Brook. Great power, but great timing. Like all those Ingo fighters have. The judgment of the distance is fantastic. So when you make a mistake, they make you pay. When they make you pay with their power, that's all they need to do. You're done. Yeah. And he's shown that throughout his career. But now, when you can't pull it, when you get older, you can't. But I said earlier on, when you can't, you see it, but you see it all too late. So you can't pull the trigger.
Father time.
Yeah, I think so.
We've seen so many fighters have that. All right, that's that for now. Let's park Kell Brook, Eubank, Benn, etc., etc. Let's talk about Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall. I always thought that Josh had that escape plan. When I thought he lost to Jack Catterall, I think all the world thought he lost. I thought you go to 147 then immediately. You go up, you're the undisputed champion, you move up, and potentially at the time, honestly, there was talk about him versus Terence Crawford, which sounds so silly now. It does. How silly does that sound now, where 18 months ago, that was actually that could really happen. Now you think, what? Josh Taylor, Terence Crawford, worlds apart. But that's the first time I've heard him say, I'm ready to go with Jack Catterall since obviously their fallout and the fight's not happening. I haven't heard that for ages, so it looks like something's happening behind the scenes. Yeah,
I hope so. Like this, it's a typical story. I don't want to be all doom and gloom on tonight, but it's a typical story of boxing. The travesty that fights either not being made or being made too late. Like how that fight hasn't already happened.
It's crazy.
No, for everyone, one financially it would have been a good earner for both of them, but also, Catterall deserved the shot.
Yeah,
guaranteed. It was a travesty of a result. But Taylor, the way he is. He knows he was lucky. He won't say it, but he knows it. Yeah. You'll want to put that right because he's that sort of guy. I think in his pride, you'll want to put that right, and he believe he can. Because I think he boxed awful, and Catterall boxed really well, and that combined, transpired to Catterall being absolutely robbed.
Yeah. All of a sudden now, though, it's weird because Josh went into that fight as a massive favourite, right? I mean, at the time, pound for pound, top 5, top 6. definitely the best British fighter on the planet.
But you criticise it almost.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, like, why make it?
Why isn't he boxing Crawford?
Yeah.
It was like,
And now all of a sudden, Jack goes into this fighter's favourite.
yeah, well, on the back of that. But again, though, we still don't know how good Jack is. It's crazy, isn't it? We still don't know how good Jack is.
Yeah.
Because I've covered most of Jack's career from back earlier, where he always just he looked really good, real talented, but he was a victim of wanting to look good rather than just be good. If you understand that. So at times he wouldn't just do it. He just do enough to win, like he did against Linares.
We both critiqued him, didn't we? After the Linares fight, like, come on, you should have done more. He was there for the chopping and the taking.
Yeah, he did. He boxed the right fight. He took no risks. No, he didn't make any mistakes. He took no risks. But it was set up for him to do more, to sell himself, and that's the issue with him. To push, he's good enough to do that, so you have to critique him at a higher level. No, certainly after that Josh Taylor win, where he did do more, where he did commit, he did believe in himself, and every time there's an opportunity to take that educated risk, he stepped right on it, and he did everything perfect.
Imagine the energy in the building when that fight gets made.
Oh mate, it was bad enough.
Imagine it now.
Oh mate, it'd be awesome.
Security.